Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining us today for the December episode of Plant Based Cooking with our favorite chef, Kimberly McNair Brock. And as a reminder, AARP Alabama is a 501c4 organization, and our goal is to make life easier as you age. And so, if you have any needs or information about AARP, please put it in the comment section or feel free to give us an email. Today, we are so excited to bring over Chef Kim. And Chef Kim, what are we making today?
So we're doing Indian onion bhaji or just an onion fritter. And we're also going to add some creamy dill dressing to that.
That sounds so good, especially as we're right here towards New Year's and you may have guests coming over to the house. This sounds yummy. I can't wait to see. So I'm going to hand it over to you. You just take it away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who doesn't have an onion? I mean, that's something that you probably already have readily available at your home. And you're having people coming over, or maybe everybody's bringing a dish, or you're going to someone else's house. This is something you definitely can do yourself. It's easy and quick and simple. So we've got our onions. They're already sliced up here. And I'm going to add in a little bit of scallions or green onions. And you can do red onions for color and scallions. So that'd be a nice little holiday color set up there if you like. And so we're just going to add that together and toss those in. And we've got quite a few herbs and spices that we're using with our dry mix that we're going to add to our batter. So this is actually a vegan, gluten-free and dairy-free recipe. So our spices that we have are dry spices. We have some turmeric. We have a little chili powder. And you can use jalapenos in here if you don't want to use chili powder or you just want a little extra kick. We also have some granulated garlic, of course, some salt, pepper, and if you want some nutritional yeast, that will just give it sort of a great umami and like a cheesy taste to it. So that's what we got here as dry spices. So I'm going to add to that some fresh oregano. I just love fresh herbs and adding them in. So I'm just going to chop that up a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to add this to our onions and mix that in by hand a little bit. And we're going to turn our heat on. And what makes this gluten-free is the chickpea flour. So I've got about a cup of chickpea flour here. Got a little more than a cup, but that's all we're going to use for this recipe. I'm going to add in our spices. And then we're going to mix that in together really good. Then we're going to add that to our onion blend. So I'm going to add these spices. So when we add it into our onions, they will already be ready. And this is also a great little mix too, flavor profile wise. If you like okra and you wanted to chop the okra up and use it that way. It sounds odd, but there's lots of delicious dishes that can be used and utilized in that way. All right, our oil is getting hot here. I might turn that off or turn it down a little bit. I'm just going to stir this all in, incorporate everything in. Okay. And to this, I'm going to add, burnt oil. I'm going to add some lime juice, so about 1 teaspoon of lime juice. Okay, and this will go fairly well and go far with our creamy sauce that's going with it. So you want this mixture to be sort of thick so that it'll hold on to the onions. So we're going to add this in. And feel free to use, like, if you like cilantro, you can add fresh herb in here like cilantro instead of the oregano. And that would, or you can just sprinkle some cilantro leaves on top at the end. All right. Okay. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to add these in by hand, y'all. I just want to make sure the onions are fully coated with the batter. And these are fritters, so you don't want your batter too loose, okay? All right, smells really good already. So we're just going to drop a little mixture of this into the oil. See how we are heat-wise. I have turned it down too low. I'll turn that back up. Okay. But it's sizzling quick, so that's nice. And like I said, herbs make this dish, and you can use different onions if you like. I like these induction burners. They get heated right on up. Okay. You don't want to burn them, so you kind of want to cook them on an easy heat. Okay. Okay. And we cook it about 2 or 3 minutes aside, and then strain it. We've got our paper towels already ready for us. Okay. Just check that. And this is just some avocado oil, but you can use like some coconut oil if you want. That would be really nice. So that's the biggest thing. It's just getting a little color on the bottom. I don't want this to burn, so I want to flip it just at the right time when it all has come together. All right, so that's really nice. Got a nice little golden brown color right there. And that one does too. And this is a little bigger one, so I'll let it hang on a couple of minutes. And turn it down just a tad. And then we'll flip it. And I got quite a bit of color on it. Okay. All right. We'll move some of our things out of the way, and so we can get started on our creamy dill sauce. And we're gonna be done here. Flipping them in a second, we can take them out and do the last batch. And so I would imagine you're probably going to get maybe about 5 or 6 fritters for this recipe. So you can definitely double it. You can make it smaller than I am. You can do it half the size if you like. So flip it once, flip it twice. I think we are good to go. Get this. All right. Nice and golden brown. You want to definitely make sure that you cook that flour out, that chickpea flour. And if there are other flours that you like to use, such as a rice flour or turn this down a little bit more. Something else that is a gluten-free flour that you prefer, even maybe a spelt flour, you can definitely try that. All right. So just trying to get this cooked here in the middle. I'm gonna put another one, drop one of those on the side. This one's about ready to come out, I think. Flip it one more time. See? Okay. Check this one out. Got that going. I'm gonna go ahead and put another fritter here. And once you put it in, you want to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Okay. You don't want to burn them. That's nice. Beautiful color. Wish you could smell what we're smelling in the studio. Smells delicious. And I'll go ahead and make this our last one. It's going to be a big one. I'll put it in and just kind of smash it down a little bit. Our third one will be ready to come out. And you just got a light fry here in this pan. You don't have a lot of oil, not deep fried. You can even use less oil than I have here if you are watching that. Okay, flip this over. We're going to go to our second one and flip it over. Okay, let it sit there for a minute. All right. Now, what I have here is some vegan mayo. It's soy-free and nut-free. And then I've got a little bit of oat milk that we're going to add to this. Okay. About 2 tablespoons, and I'm just going to use the spoon that's here in it already. Okay. Check on our fritters. That was a big one, so I know we're not ready for that one yet. Okay. Let's take our time. So we're going to stir this milk in really well. And if you've got a whisk, you can use a little small little whisk. That would be nice to use. Okay. Just take a minute, stir that in. All right, to that we're going to add in some lime juice, or if you have a lemon, you can do some lemon juice. So you're going to do, about half a teaspoon of lime juice. We're going to come in with some granulated garlic. There, half a teaspoon. I'm not getting that on me. And your salt and pepper. So I'm going to do just a little pinch of each. Okay. Stir that up. I think I've got that pretty much well combined. We're going to come in with our dill. Check on our fritters. All right. Flip these over. Yeah, if you don't have a good amount of heat in the dry seasoning, you can definitely add chili or jalapeno or something to the batter. You know, we'll mix it in with the onions. Okay. I'm gonna add this in on our plate as we're going along here. The small one is ready to come out. Those other two need a little bit longer. Turn that up just a tad. All right. Okay, so to this I have my dill, and the dill's already been washed, and it's over here drying. And we're just going to chop up a good bit of the dill here. So this would be a nice touch to the onion fritters. So we want to just kind of get the pull off the soft, most tender parts of the dill, and don't have the stem going in here. And you want enough that people will be able to know exactly what it is and identify it. Okay, just a little bit more, and then we're going to put a little bit on the top. Top it with it. Check on our fritters, don't want to burn them. Okay. Now we've got some color on it. All right. So about 320, 325 is a good place to have your stove. So I'm just chopping through on this dill. Chop it up as fine as you can. I'm going to add that to our sauce, and then we're going to taste it. Make sure it's where we want it to be. All right. That's good. Add this in and just stir that up. Mix it in really well. A good bit of dill to it. And if you want, you can add your heat to the sauce too. You can definitely do that. All right, I'm going to just taste a little. It's really good, really fresh. Okay. Add some to our dipping bowl. Okay. And then just a little bit of dill on top. Okay. Take out our fritters. Beautiful. Take that one's good. I'm going to leave it in a little longer. It was a pretty big one. Okay. And then I've been plating up, so we're plating up, you guys.
That looks so good, Chef. And while you're plating up, tell us what the prep time is for these onion fritters. They look so good.
So the biggest thing is that we're doing here for prep time would be slicing the onions. So you want to slice the onions on a mandolin. Unless you've got a really steady hand, you can cut them julienne yourself. That would be the longest period of time that I think it would take. And then you're literally just combining the ingredients and frying them a little bit, frying them up, and that's it.
And is there a way?
I'm sorry?
I'm so sorry. Is there a way to vary the recipe, like different dips to dip the fritters in?
Yeah, so like if you don't like dill, you can use basil, you can use oregano, like we did use a little bit, but you could also use rosemary. I would just chop it up really fine. But a lot of it's onions, so a lot of things can go with the onions. I'll sit this here. Hopefully y'all get a good shot of that. So, but yeah, you can change that up, and like I said, I would even do this with some okra. I love okra, and my sister has had quite a bit of it in our garden at home, and it just seems to keep producing every day. And so this would be good. And it's just like a fritter, that batter wasn't, overpowering. It just more or less brought the onions together. So I think it would be good with a lot of different things.
Fantastic. Well, it looks delicious, and we are so excited always to be with you, Chef Kimberly. And thank you for sharing your time and talents, and our friends at the Extension office for helping us film and letting us use their kitchen. And if you've been along with us on this journey in 2024 and attending plant based cooking classes, look for your email coming forward to our classes in 2025. Can y'all believe we're saying 2025? That's just amazing to me. I'm wishing everybody a happy new year. And thanks again, Chef Kim. We appreciate you.
Thank you. My pleasure.